Okay, all good. Any questions? State a function of each B and D structures. State a function of each B and D structures. Okay, so B I took as coordinate ending, so prevents B prevents upturning, no? What does it say? Overturning of uh, the thing is, I think they have taken B as bicuspid valve, neither. I think they are taken bicuspid. This as bicuspid. So take B as bicuspid. But if you have written caudate tendinae, that's also fine. If you have written caudate tendinae, that's also fine. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Moving on. Name the parts. Okay. So that's done. So if you have taken this as bicuspid and tricuspid, then only this question makes sense, right? So what is the purpose of these atrioventricular valves? To actually prevent backflow from ventricles, backflow blood from ventricles. Now, write in sequential order the structures passed by a CO2 molecule traveling from upper limb of the heart. So, sorry, upper limb to the heart and then to the respiratory surface. Okay, I'll use the same diagram. Upper limb එකේ ඉඳලා එන එකක්. How does it reach the respiratory surface? There is a lung. Yeah, bicuspid valve, I'll give marks. B as bicuspid valve, I'll give marks. Okay. So upper limb එකේ ඉඳලා කොහෙන්ද එන්නේ? How does the heart receive blood from the upper limb? By the superior vena cava coming into the right atrium like this. Then it goes to the left ventricle through the pulmonary artery into the lungs. That's the story. No? It comes like this and goes into the two sideways. Sequential order CO2 molecule traveling from upper limb. So you can say, I mean, I would like if you have mentioned veins of upper limb, then superior vena cava to the right atrium, then to the right ventricle, then pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. Then I would like you to say respiratory, or you can say pulmonary capillaries. Pulmonary capillaries. This is the complete answer. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks. Upper limb veins to the superior vena cava, right atrium, right ventricle, pulmonary artery to the pulmonary capillaries. That's the proper path. State two functions of lymphatic system of man. We are coming back to lymphatic system. What are the two functions of lymphatic system? As I always tell, it's like our backup drainage system. So tissue fluid drainage to maintain blood volume. So you can say tissue fluid drainage to maintain blood volume. What would happen if your lymphatic vessels are blocked? If your lymphatic vessels are blocked, you are going to get what we call as lymphedema because of too much lymph fluid accumulating in your tissues. What is the disease that is caused by lymphedema? What is the disease caused by lymphedema? Yes, it's in your syllabus. What is the disease caused by a parasitic disease, a worm that is causing lymphedema? Filariasis, that is leading to finally to what we call as elephantiasis, which is like the most progressive stage of lymphedema due to filarial infection, filarial worm. Right, there are several stages. Right, you can see this is due to the blockage of lymphatic vessels. It can happen in usually happen in sort of dependent areas of the body that are hanging down. Right, it can happen in many places. Right, so it is because of this worm. Wuchereria bancrofti is the main worm that is. It's in your syllabus, right? Applied biology. I'll be doing this because of this filarial worm that is in your lymphatic system. Okay. So coming back to our paper, uh, tissue fluid drainage to maintain blood volume. Then also there's an immune response, right? Because of what part of the lymphatic system is performing in immune functions? Your lymph nodes. I just told you, when you have a infection, your lymph nodes are going to be sort of enlarged. Immune responses. That's one thing you can write. Immune response, and also there are other things. Fat plus fat soluble vitamin absorption. Fat soluble vitamin absorption. Where? Anyone? What is the part of the lymphatic system that is absorbing fat and fat soluble vitamins? Yes, anyone? What is the part that you can of the lymphatic system that is found in your digestive system that can absorb fat and fat soluble vitamins? Chylomicrons love absorb කරන කවුද? Who is absorbing the chylomicrons? What? So if you take a small intestinal villi, right, these finger-like projections, you take a cross section of them, you can see the blood vessels, and also in the middle, who can you see? දැන් කියන්නකො screen එක දිහා බලලා. What is this green color structure? The lacteal. The lacteal is connected to the lymphatic system. That lymphatic sort of the fats that is absorbed by the lacteal is going to be transported through the lymphatic system, then into the blood circulatory system. Right? So that's one of the functions of lymphatic system. Why is respiration of man considered as negative pressure breathing? Simply you can explain this. Air is pulled rather than pushed into your lungs because of the reduced pressure inside. The outside atmospheric air is going to rush in. Push. Negative pressure breathing. Air is pulled. Very good. Pulled rather than pushed. 2 marks. Two functions of make it a 2 marks I'll give, right? Lymphatic system. Okay. Final part. What is adaptive immunity? Adaptive immunity. Give me some other names for adaptive immunity. Specific immunity. Active immunity. Yes. Yes. So what is the definition? So you have to write the definition. I'll read out the definition. When I'm revising immunity, we'll talk about this in detail. Ability of the body to defend itself against invading foreign agents through specific defense responses mediated by diverse what? T and B lymphocytes. Very, very important. Who are the main mediators of specific immunity, adaptive immunity, acquired immunity? Your lymphocytes. State the two types of immune responses in vertebrates in adaptive immunity. Vertebrates කියලා mention කරන්න ඕනේ. Do you need to mention vertebrates in adaptive immunity? No. Only vertebrates have adaptive immunity. Invertebrates only have what? Innate. So by the T lymphocytes, you have cell mediated. By the B lymphocytes, you have, yes, humoral. Give me another name for humoral. Give me another name for humoral. Antibody. Antibody mediated. Okay. Let's jump to the final structure as a question. Yeah, definition is not wrong. You are going to miss marks. So I'm going to give marks for specific defense responses mediated by T and B lymphocytes. I'm going to give actually 2 marks for the T and B separately, 3 marks for that definition. Okay. Final question. State the 3 major types of plant meristems and give an example each. Meristems, right? What are 3 types of meristems that you have? Sorry. What are 3 types of meristems that you have? You can see in this diagram some of the meristems, right? Sorry, here. Oh, no, wait. You can only see one type that is going to increase length of the plant. Those are apical meristems, right? There are 2 types as shoot apical meristem that is going to increase your shoot length, and the root apical meristem that is going to increase your length of the root. Okay. So what are the other? You have lateral meristems that are going to increase the width of the plant. Then you have intercalary meristems that are found in like this in your grasses that are going to increase the internode length. Internode length. Right. So 3 marks. Type of meristem, apical. Sorry, apical. You can say root and shoot tips. Lateral meristems. What are the examples? You have vascular cambium, fork cambium, intercalary. Uh, Example is found in grasses. There's only one type of intercalary, right? Found in grasses. What is secondary growth? Increase in the diameter of stems and roots in plants due to the new cells produced by lateral meristems. What are the things you have to say? Increase in diameter is a keyword. Stems and roots, I mean, I'll give 1 mark. Anivaran, you have to say that. In stems and roots, due to the new cells produced by, very, very important word, lateral meristems. So I'll give diameter increased in stems and roots due to lateral meristems. 3 marks. Here 6 marks. Okay, right. State 2 importances of lateral meristem which functions secondly is secondary growth. Oh, yeah. Other than, so what are they asking? I mean, it can be a bit complicated. Other than, what are they asking? Other than increasing the diameter. So secondary functions. What are the secondary functions? You can say increase vascular flow. Neither. Increase vascular flow. Support for the shoot. Those are 2 things you can mention. Then if you consider about the layers produced by the coke cambium layers, right? What can you say? Protects the stem from water loss. and insects, bacteria, fungi, blah blah, right? Those any of these three you can mention for 2 marks, right? Increase vascular flow, provide support to the shoot, and protect from water loss, insects, bacteria, and fungi. What is a stomata? How do you define a stomata? First of all, it's a pore surrounded by guard cells in where? Only found in epidermis of leaves and primary structure of stem, which can open and close. Verticocomone. I'll give you pore, guard cell, epidermis of leaves of primary structure which can open and close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points I'll give. It's a pore surrounded by guard cells in the epidermis of leaves and primary structure of stem which can open and close. Okay, that is the nice proper definition. Name two structural features of guard cells important for the mechanism of opening and closing of stomata. How do guard cells work? How do guard cells work? They have these radial cellulose fibrils that are going to provide support to maintain their rigidity. Vatura pirinakota, they can become rigid. That's because of this microfibers. And you can nicely see that this inner wall is much thicker than this outer wall. Okay, so those are the things you have to mention. Unevenly thickened cell walls, right? Unevenly thickened cell walls. Unevenly thickened cell walls. Then cellulose. Okay, you can say radially arranged cellulose microfiber. So for those, I'll give 2 marks. Unevenly thickened cell walls of guard cells and radially arranged cellulose microfibers. Okay. Any questions? State two importance of transpiration to plants. Why do we need transpiration as a plant? Transpiration pull is very important, no? Right? Transpiration pull, that is the main method that plants transport water into the upper parts. Transpiration pull. Where is it? Right? If you take the xylem, hold on. Yeah, it's not here. If you take the xylem from the soil into the upper parts of the plant, how is water pulled? Because water is being lost at the leaves, and that transpiration pull is let's say transferred through the entire xylem because of the uh, cohesion between water molecules. So transpiration, that is one thing. Transport of water and minerals. Water minerals from soil to leaf, that is one thing. And there's the other thing. It's like අපිට දාඩිය දානවා වගේ you can evaporative cooling of plant body surface. අපිට දාඩිය දානවා වගේ by transpiration the plant can lose heat by the latent heat of evaporation. State two differences between root pressure and guttation. right? Guttation also I'll explain, because guttation is something only happening. I mean, guttation is not a beneficial process, right? Guttation is not a beneficial process at all, but transpiration is a beneficial process. Guttation occurs due to the too much of root pressure, the excessive root pressure occurring in the xylem vessel of the root, that is going to actually push the water and the minerals out of leaves, right? So if you classify it like this, guttation is another, sorry, they have given as root pressure. So another name for root pressure is what? Guttation. And transpiration on this side, right? Guttation only occurs at night. Transpiration occurs in daytime, because with the sunlight, the stomata are open. Samanin dawalata thamai stomata open. Xylem is මේකෙදි, as I told you, xylem is pushed upwards. Here in transpiration, xylem is pulled. I always try to I mean, ask you to imagine if the someone is like අර ලිඳකින් වතුර අදිනවා වගේ, xylem is pulled upwards due to transpiration, and in guttation the xylem is pushed. මේ උඩට තල්ලු කරනවා. යන්න 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 පල්ලෙහා ඉඩමදි. Okay? Yeah, those two are the things. Anything else that is in your resource for guttation? Root pressure and guttation. Guttation is not seeing in the daytime. Mm, yeah. Other thing is, you have to say guttation fluid contains water and minerals both. Transpiration, you are only losing water vapor. You are only losing water vapor in transpiration, but in guttation, you can lose minerals as well. Dissolved minerals can also be lost in guttation. Okay, right. State the plant which shows the above life cycle. Okay. අපි මුලින්ම label කරලා ඉමුකෝ මේක, right? Easier afterwards. Okay, let's quickly label. So what is the embryo producing? A sporophyte. Neither. The embryo is produced after fertilization. Sporophyte is going to produce what? Spores. Spores are going to germinate into the gametophyte. Gametophyte is going to produce, this is the female archegonium, okay? You are going to make eggs. What is the male gametangia, or the male reproductive organ? Antheridia. So C is antheridia. And egg and sperm are going to combine by the process of fertilization. ඔය ටික තමයි labeling. Okay. No, sorry. So they're asking D. D is not a process. D is not a process. Zygote is the best. Zygote. State the plant which shows the above life cycle. Gametophyte produces both. What can you say? The same gametophyte produces both male and female archegonia. Sorry, archegonia and antheridia both are produced by the same gametophyte. Can you see? So which life cycle do you have a gametophyte that is producing both? Yes. It's Nephrolepis. Nephrolepis. or you can say phylum Pterophyta, but they are asking the plant, no? So I would prefer if you wrote Nephrolepis. Okay, so other data, go through Nephrolepis life cycle. Why see for yourself the bisexual gametophyte. Two structural adaptation, sorry, terrestrial adaptation that can be seen in aerial parts. What are the things? You have stomata and a cuticle. Stomata are found for gaseous exchange. Cuticle is for to prevent desiccation. Cuticle kill can put a lipid layer over the surface of the plant to prevent desiccation. Okay. Some parts of the digestive system state the parts of the digestive system in sequential order. Okay, right. Bit long question, right? So shall we write? Where do we start? Oral cavity. Then where does it go? Oral cavity ke indala koyida danne to the common parts of your respiratory and digestive system. I'll show you with the software. We break right? We can finish uh, finish within today tagga. Right? So this is a nice simple digestive system. I'll remove these bones. Right? So this is your oral cavity, right? With the tongue also. So oral cavity ke indala where do we go first? We go to the common area with the respiratory system and the digestive system. That is your pharynx. So this is the digestive system, the trachea starting point. This is the larynx. So we go to the pharynx. Then we go into the esophagus. That is a tube that is going through the thorax and coming into contact with the stomach. This is the stomach. Then we have what? Small intestine. Small intestine has three parts: duodenum, jejunum, ileum. Then we go to the large intestine. Large intestine again, where do we go? To the rectum and finally to the anal canal or anus. Yes. No need to mention the parts of the small intestine as duodenum, jejunum, ileum, or the large intestine as cecum, colon, like that, right? Rectum is technically part of the large intestine. Yes, but I would prefer if you have written rectum. Okay. Okay. Right. The same question has been repeated. Okay. Cell types of the gastric glands. Name a chemical component secreted. You can say parietal, mucus, chief, anything. And the chemical components we already discussed. Name a substance absorbed in the stomach. There's a list of substances absorbed in the stomach. Water is very important. Alcohol. බීපු ගාම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් stomach එකේ තමයි ටක් ගාලා absorb වෙන්නේ. Alcohol absorption is very fast. People say if in what condition? If you haven't had any food, right? Okay. Fasting in වෙලාවක if you have an alcohol drink, it's going to be quickly absorbed and go into your circulation system very fast. That's why people who are drinking like to eat food while they are drinking. That's going to delay the absorption of alcohol so they can enjoy for a longer time without passing out from too much alcohol. Okay, that's why you have to keep eating while you are drinking to reduce the rate of alcohol absorption. What else? Some drugs. Most of the water soluble drugs are quickly absorbed in the stomach. Final question. We can finish a lot early today. Fatty acids. So, what are they asking? Essential fatty acids. It's the same definition for essential amino acids, essential fatty acids, all fatty acids that cannot be synthesized within the body, right? So, sorry for the marks. This here, name one substance. So, 1 mark here. Cannot be synthesized within the body. 2 marks I'll give. Here, 4 marks. Parts of the digestive system in order. How many? Oral cavity, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large, rectum, anus. 8 marks. 2 marks here. 4 marks. 1 mark. And for the comparison, 4 marks. State to imports of transpiration, transport water and minerals from leaf to the soil to the leaf. Evaporative cooling, 2 marks. Okay. No, fatty acids should be obtained from the diet. That is not the direct definition, right? You have to say they cannot be synthesized in your body. That's why you have to take them from the diet. Got it? That's why you have to take them from the diet. Because they can't be synthesized in your body. Okay. Any questions with the discussion we did? I'll send this PDF to the group if you uh, like, but for sure I'll be sending essay marking schemes and your finalized marks very soon. And if you are joining the revision class this Sunday, it will not be held. The Sunday 1 to 5 revision class is not going to be held this Sunday. I'm going to be doing a cover up class definitely. So we started molecular and we are going rapidly, covering the theory very fast, and I'm going to do genetics questions the upcoming week because we completed genetics in the revision class. After molecular, I'm going to come to environmental grade. After molecular, I'm going to come to grade 13 animal form, starting with the nervous system. Okay. So I think that is the end of the discussion today. Do you have any questions? Anything you didn't understand? Anything you didn't understand? Something you want to clarify? Any questions? Dichotomous don't think a bit too much. Ichthyopis is what? Ichthyopis is an amphibian. Na? If you can't remember, Ichthyopis is an amphibian. Don't think about it a bit too much. It's not a very good dichotomous. Okay. Anything else? Any doubts? Okay. Then we can finish for the day. Right. Thank you for joining and keep studying the things we covered tonight, particularly a lot of plant form we discussed, mainly plant form. We discussed a lot of plant form, and go to immunity and read a little bit and study your notes a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Let's finish for the day. Thank you for joining. Good night. Yes, you're welcome. Hey, you're welcome. Good night. Keep studying.